Today we're diving into the Godox WEC-S Kit2. This here, a wireless microphone system designed for Sony cameras, but versatile enough for other setups, whether indoors, outdoors or on the go. This 2.4 GHz system includes a receiver with two standout features I wish every wireless mic had. Compact, lightweight and ready for action. The Kit2 also comes with a second transmitter here, a charging case and an accessory bag and more. Got your attention? Great! And as always, here's the full disclaimer. Godox sent this product to me for an honest review. I'll be testing its sound quality, which by the way you're hearing right now here in the studio. Its noise cancelling features and its accessories. I will even briefly compare it to my ULANZI AM18. Here is a separate review I made to see if you notice any difference. So stick around until the end for my final thoughts, all the highlights and even a few tweaks I found. Now let's jump right in and unbox the Godox WEC-S Kit2 right away. Alright, this is the packaging. Here you can see the combination package I got. Here you see separately the receiver. Here you have some specs. And here are some promotional pictures and here just Godox. Alright, I would say let's open it. Alright, and after opening it you can see immediately a short note how to mount the receiver to the camera, so I think this is quite easy. So is there something? No. Let's go here with the microphone. Alright, so before we don't need this. And before we have a look at the microphone, here you have a user manual in Chinese and in English. Alright, and a quick start guide, you can see it right here. Okay. So, let's get rid of this nice packaging and let's open the Godox microphone. This carrying bag looks very nice, very good quality. The material is slightly riffled and you can open it here with a zipper. Alright, great. On the top you have here the compartment for all the accessories, so USB-A to USB-C cable. Then you have for sure a Winfmuff for the transmitters. Then you have audio cable, 3.5mm audio jack. Then you have another one that you can also use it with your mobile phone. So this is a different cable. Then you have a second Winfmuff and a third one because you have three microphones and this is especially for the receiver which also supports recording. Alright, then open the compartment on the other side and here you can immediately see the box of the microphone. So this is the charging case and it's pretty small. Let's open it. Alright, and look at this. You can see here 4 LEDs, so how much battery is left of the charging case. And here on the back side simply you have an USB-C plug that you can charge this box. Okay, let's open it. And here immediately it shows that it's fully charged, so 4 LEDs are shining here. Okay, and here you have your 3 microphones. So this is the charging box. Let's have a quick look on the receiver. And this is the speciality of this microphone. The receiver comes directly with a digital Hotshoe mount for Sony cameras. So there is a list. It's not compatible with all of them, but with most of the newer ones. Alright. You can see here you have also a microphone in the back, so you can record directly to this receiver as well. And here you have the buttons on off, volume, audio out, and on the other side you have a USB-C plug, you have microphone on off and digital and analog switch. Alright, so, and here you can push that, you can put it safely on and off your camera. But it's not only for Sony cameras, because with the audio out you can also use it with the audio cable here and connect it directly to your 3.5mm camera jack as well. Good. It's very lightweight, I like it very much. So, but let's have a look on the transmitters. So I will get this out. And this is also very lightweight, it's small, it's really light. So when you put it on your shirt, I don't think that it puts a lot of weight on it. You will forget about it immediately when you wear it. Okay, so there are not that many buttons here. So you have the microphone here on the top. You have a clip, so you can clip it to your t-shirt. And you have here a noise reduction button, I think, and the pairing button and an on and off button. That's it. So the only quirk here is that it's not recording internally, so it always needs to be connected to your camera via the receiver. But therefore you have some other additional features which I really like and I can test afterwards because I'm really curious how this will work. I can show you how to mount the Winfmuff. So there is the Winfmuff and you simply put it on top with the Winfmuff. It looks like this. So the Winfmuff is pretty huge. But on the other hand, it's really great when you have strong wind that there are no annoying wind noises around. So one of them is larger, so this one is the larger one. So you can also use it with the receiver. So when you have it mounted on your camera, you can put this simply on your receiver and it's also protected against wind when you have it on it and you talk directly to this microphone. I think this is a very convenient way to use this microphone as well with a Winfmuff. And I think this was the unpacking scene. So let's continue with the tests. Alright, before I head out for some outdoor tests, I wanted to show you a quick setup on how to connect the Godox receiver to the camera, in this case my Sony a7 IV, and pair it with the transmitter. To capture audio for this setup demo, I'm already using my ULANZI AM18 here, wireless mic as a standalone, so we will get a comparison too. Oh, and by the way, as you saw in the intro, all the sound you hear is recorded straight with no audio enhancements in DaVinci Resolve. Typically, I add background music, but for these mic tests, I will turn it off, so you can hear every detail. With that, let's connect the Godox WEC-S Kit2 to the a7 IV. To start, we will use the digital Hotshoe on a compatible Sony camera. First, take the Godox receiver out of the charging case. Here you will see the digital Hotshoe mount with the connection plug as well as two blinking green lights. This means the receiver is ready to connect to the transmitters TX1 and or TX2. The MI light will turn blue when the receiver connects to the camera and receives power. You will see it in action in a moment. To connect, simply slide the receiver gently onto the camera's Hotshoe until you hear a click. Perfect. Now take out one of the transmitters from the case. Right away you will notice the receiver's blinking LED stops and glows steady green. The transmitter LED does the same, showing they've automatically paired. Great! Finally, power on your camera. Oh, and a quick note, when you take the second transmitter out of the charging box, it automatically connects to the receiver, so you can use both transmitters simultaneously. Just be aware of that and turn the second transmitter off if you don't want it connected. To do that, simply press and hold the on-off button to power it down. The light on the receiver turns blue, indicating it's successfully connected. Alright, done. It's plug and play and super simple and ready to go. Honestly, I initially thought that not having a touchscreen or display on the receiver might be a downside. But since it's truly plug and play with no adjustments needed, it turns out to be quite convenient. If you're happy with the default quality, you won't need to tweak much before shooting. Thumbs up, Godox. Now that both mics are recording, I will switch back and forth for an audio comparison. But before we dive in, one more detail about the Godox microphone. You can adjust the gain level using the plus and minus buttons with the default set to medium. After checking the intro audio, I would say the medium preset works well. You might want to lower it if you're recording in a loud environment to avoid peaking. This is a solid practice, especially if your mic or preamp doesn't support 32-bit float. Just keep in mind that there are only 3 levels, so it's a good idea to do a quick sound check with a headset beforehand. You make sure you're not left with poor audio quality. Alright, here's a test sentence with the Godox. If you like what you see and want more on your feed, hit that like and please subscribe indeed. And now with the ULANZI. If you like what you see and want more on your feed, hit that like and please subscribe indeed. Perfect, so what's your impression? Which one sounds better straight out of the box? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, what else? Maybe one last thing. Just out of curiosity, let me connect the Godox receiver through the 3.5mm audio port instead of digitally, so we can see if there's any difference. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, okay. We are now connected via the 3.5mm cable, and I've set the Sony's a7 IV gain level to 11. Let's see how it sounds. Is it better or worse? Can you hear a difference between digital and analog? Personally, I use my Sony ECM B10 shotgun mic digitally. You can find a full review here, but I often use other mics with the 3.5mm cable. By the way, the audio from the unboxing scene was recorded directly with the Sony ECM B10 mic. But with a good quality mic, I don't notice a huge difference, but this plug-and-play setup definitely makes things easier. Alright, I would say we're ready to go. Let's take these Godox mics out for some real-world tests and see what they can do. Alright, welcome back to my car. This segment is especially for all the car vloggers out there. I've positioned my camera here in a tight space, so I assume there may be some echo since it's an enclosed area without any sound absorbers. Anyway, let's go through some details of this microphone set so you can hear how it sounds in here. First off, what I really like is the weight of the transmitter. It's only 12 grams. I can barely feel it, and I can imagine wearing it comfortably for an extended period. Speaking of extended use, with a full charge you can use these microphones for about 8 hours. If you return them to the fully charged case between uses, they last up to 21 hours. That's honestly enough to get you through a full day. Another point I want to check is the advertised 200-meter range you can get from the transmitter to the receiver. In other words, to the camera. I can't think of many scenarios where you would need that distance, since the person speaking wouldn't be visible on the video at that range. But I will see if I can demonstrate it for you and whether it can reach the full 200 meters. Oh, and besides the digital Hotshoe, which enables plug and play in seconds on my a7 IV, the receiver also has a built-in omnidirectional microphone. This is super handy if you're standing behind the camera, conducting an interview, or maybe shooting a documentary or travel video where you want to explain something as well. Honestly, I've missing this feature several times in the past, especially impressive considering the receiver weighs only 16 grams. It's amazing how much tech fits into such a small device. Of course, that does mean that there's no display either for button navigation or touch. So if that's an issue for you, this set may not be the best fit. Personally, I prefer simplicity over extra settings, especially when the final result meets my personal expectations. You may have already noticed that I'm recording this scene with this exact microphone here. I've just added the Winfmuff here to block any wind noise. That's also why you see me in the car window reflection at the moment. Alright, let's head to a noisy spot to test out the noise cancelling feature of this microphone set. Well, I think I found the perfect spot for our noise cancellation test. Lots of cars around here. It's honestly too loud here for a normal conversation, but here's how it sounds with just the transmitter, no noise cancellation on. And now let's turn it on. Alright, can you hear the difference? Is the sound quality still okay? The cars are really loud. If this function can cut out that noise without making my voice sound robotic, I would consider it as a win. I'm curious to see if it works, because usually I'm not satisfied with these built-in noise cancelling features. Most of the time I just record normally and then use the voice isolation function in my post-production software DaVinci Resolve. Speaking of which, let's turn off the noise cancelling feature now. You should be able to hear more background noise again. This time I will enable DaVinci Resolve's voice isolation function. So what do you think? Is it better than the built-in feature? Do you hear a difference, or does it sound about the same? I would really like to know, so let me know in the comments which you prefer. Alright, I would say this test is done. Now let's head to a spot where I can move 200 meters away from the camera and receiver to test the range of the Godox WEC-S Kit2. Alright, and now I will conduct the 200-meter range test. I will go over there. You can see right now in Google Maps the distance, it's exactly 200 meters. When I go over there, I cover the microphone with my body, and then we will see if it disconnects or not. Then I will turn around, I will keep talking, and then you can see if the connection comes back. Okay, let's go. Alright, so now we have the distance here. Generally, this parking spot is perfect for this test because, as you can see, there are not a lot of people around here, and as I already said, it's 200 meters long. Furthermore, there are not too many obstacles here, just some trees and my body, so this could be the only bottleneck here which could block the signal. Alright, so as I said, I will turn around and maybe the signal is now better. Can you hear me? Maybe you cannot see me anymore because it's very far away. And let's see how this works. So then let's turn around again and continue walking. And let's see if the connection is still up to contact and see if we have connection problems. I will keep talking about the Godox WEC-S Kit2. For recording audio straight to it. It also supports what's called UAC or Universal Audio Class, which allows for digital audio connection to a desktop through a single USB-C cable. Okay, we're in the end. Hopefully you can still hear me. And now I go back to the car. So this is the range of 200 meters. Coming back to the other topic, using the microphone as a USC directly on your PC. You can get clear audio in this way and using it with a single USB-C cable, but I personally prefer using a larger microphone for such setups. Yeah? But it's good that you know that this is possible, because when you just use this microphone here, you see how versatile it is and that you can also use it for such scenarios. Okay, so I would say I'm halfway back. I hope you can see me here. We're around about, I don't know, 25 meters in distance. So as I said before, I cannot imagine that I will use it 200 meters. So this is a nice distance, so you can see someone is walking around and talking and also seeing in a full size view. But yeah, not really very useful for 200 meters distance. All right, let's continue with the Winfmuff test. So I'm out for some kind of vlogging session. I will go down here. There is a lovely spot, and also there is a bit of a wind. Here you can see the leaves. It's fall, awesome time of the year, so everything is very colorful. And now I'm using the Godox microphone with the Winfmuff. Now the wind gets stronger, so let's remove it. And now you should be able to hear some wind noises. So what's your impression? Is this tiny thing here a good protector? Right, the protection is again on my microphone. The wind is the same like before without the Winfmuff. So what do you think? Normally it should work very well. All right, I think the Winfmuff test is done, and it's getting cold outside even though the sun is shining, but it's still November, and let's head back to the studio for the final conclusion. All right, back where it is warm again. I hope you enjoyed the tests and got a good impression of how the Godox WEC-S Kit2 works and sounds. My final thoughts: I'm really impressed with the quality. The out-of-the-box audio sounds great, even though I leveled it down to -3 dB in DaVinci Resolve. During the noise cancellation test, I noticed it almost peaked, so next time I will set it to low instead of medium if I speak louder. I really like the additional omnidirectional mic on the back of the receiver. Honestly, after unboxing it, I thought it would be difficult to use without a display or extra option on the receiver, but I was surprised by how simple plug and play and efficient it is. It's perfect for when you are in a hurry. I was also impressed with the noise cancellation feature. It does cause a slight drop in audio quality for sure, but it's still usable. Of course, it's better to tweak the audio in post-production, but if you're short on time, it's not bad at all. The Winfmuffs do a great job, but they're not unique to this mic. The ULANZI AM18 I used for comparison also performs well with them, so no surprise here. Both microphones are good options for your projects, and it really comes down to personal preference. One downside, there's no internal recording. So if you need a backup or want to use the transmitter stand alone, the Godox WEC-S might not be the right choice for you. You can connect it via USB-C to your computer for voiceovers though. As for the range test, the system delivers audio up to the promised 200 meters, but if there are obstacles like your body in the way, you will experience interference after about 80 to 100 meters, I would say. That's not a big deal for me, since I usually use it within 20 to 30 meters, but if range is important to you, consider one with internal recording on the transmitter. That's it for today. I will leave the link to the Godox partner shop in the description. They are super helpful, and with Black Friday coming up, it's a great time to check them out. If you enjoyed this review, please leave a like and subscribe so I can make even more helpful reviews for you. Thanks for watching, stay healthy, take care, and I will see you in the next one.